Hello everyone, welcome back to Analytical Guy. In this video, I'll talk about Microsoft Fabric. Microsoft Fabric is end-to-end analytical platform by Microsoft. It is a unified platform where you can perform any kind of data activity, that is data science. For example, if you want to apply ML algorithm, machine learning algorithm, you want to perform some experiments, you can use the platform. For example, if you want to do data engineering, if you want to create a pipeline, if you want to import the data from Snowflake, if you want to import the data from SAP enterprises and store it at one place, and you can create the visualizations, you can do that in Fabric. And Power BI, of course, is one of the component where you can do the visualization. We have Power Query component for the manipulation. If you like Python, we have PySpark, as well as we have PySQL for data extraction. So there are so many things. I'll talk about each and every experience that Microsoft Fabric has to offer in this particular video. This will be very important video for every one of you, so please stay tuned till the end. So now, what is Microsoft Fabric? It is an end-to-end analytics platform that provides unified environment for data professionals, right? So this is really important. It is end-to-end analytics platform and it is unified, right? So this is very important word, because this is what Microsoft Fabric is all about, because you can have all the things like Power BI. So if you see over here, you are having Power BI, Data Factory, Data Activator. In Synapse, we had Data Engineer, Data Science, Data Warehouse. So you have everything at one place. Also, the main point over here is that it is scalable as well as flexible, and it is a cloud-based solution. So it is a end-to-end analytical platform where you can perform all your data activities. So who is this course for? So what is Microsoft Fabric all about? Is it for you? So if you're a data engineer, if you're building and maintaining data pipelines, this course is for you. If you're a data analyst or a business analyst who are trying to derive insights from the complex data sets, for example, if you're already working on Power BI, then it is very important for you to upskill yourself and learn more about Microsoft Fabric. If you're a data scientist and want to deploy and machine learning models, so this Fabric analytical platform is really important for you. And finally, if you are a business intelligence professional creating reports and dashboards, so this is definitely for you. So mostly the data professionals, whoever are working on softwares or want to generate some insights, want to play with some data, and want to create pipeline, this video is for you. One of the most important concept in Microsoft Fabric is OneLake. OneLake is Fabric's lake-centric architecture. This is where unification happens. This provides single and integrated environment for data professionals and businesses to collaborate on data projects. For example, you are sitting in Perth and you have your team and you have 10 GB of data at one place and you store it at the OneLake. Right now, someone else who is sitting in United States and is logging into the Microsoft Fabric of the company has the access to the same OneLake, right? So he would be able to see the same data set. You don't have to copy again and again. You don't have to store the same data set multiple times. And this is where, saving the space comes into picture. So you don't have to copy again and again. Right? So Fabric's OneLake architecture facilitates collaboration between data team members and save time by eliminating the need to move and copy data between different systems and teams. This is really important. And Fabric's data warehousing, data engineering, data integration, real-time intelligence, and Power BI, this is what we will talk about. These all use OneLake as their native store without needing any extra configuration. So it's not like you have to configure to store your data in OneLake. So it will automatically store there. Even if you are creating a lakehouse or a warehouse in the Fabric, it will ultimately save the data in OneLake. So this is how the diagram will look like. This is the complete OneLake that is serving all the experiences like Data Factory, Synapse, Data Engineering, Warehouse, Data Science, Real-Time Intelligence, Power BI, and Data Activator. All right. Also, this is a SaaS based software. Of course, this is software as service. You pay as you go. So now coming to Microsoft Fabric experiences. So these are the 6 main experiences that Fabric offers. That is Synapse Data Engineering. That is a Spark based platform for large scale data transformation. This is really important. So if you have worked on big data algorithm technologies, so you must be aware of Spark. Spark is really important concept while working on Fabric. So if you are not aware of Spark, it is really important to learn. So I'll be touching base on this in the later videos when I'm talking about data engineering. Also, we have data warehouse. It's similar to the warehouse that we create in SQL, and then we create a semantic models for our Power BI. So that is where it is from. It is high performance SQL for data analysis. Third is Synapse Data Science. This is where all the machine learning models and experiments are done. Then we have Synapse Real-Time Intelligence. So if you want to query anything real time, this is for you. Then Data Factory is for data integration, and finally Power BI, it is for business intelligence, all the creating the reports. So first of all, let's talk about Synapse Data Engineering. The main purpose of Synapse Data Engineering in Microsoft Fabric is to create a lakehouse. So if you want to create a lakehouse and provide a comprehensive and integrated environment for managing the entire data lifecycle, so this particular experience is for you. So these are the 4 things that we work on in data engineering. That is Spark integration, that is leveraging Apache Spark for big data processing. Then we have scalable transformation. So if you want to handle the large data transformation, this will be seamless, because if we have small data, you can do anywhere, so it is quite easy. But if you have large data set, that is what it is now, right? Because data is huge, it is structured, it is unstructured. So this is where Spark technology will come into the picture. Then this is code first approach, utilizing the notebooks for data engineering tools. So for example, if you have knowledge in Python, so you can use PySpark for creating the algorithms on the notebook. And then we have data lake integration, that is seamless connection with Azure Data Lake storage. So this is how it will look like. I'll show you the live demo as well after the explanation of theory, but you can see the screenshot. This is my Synapse Data Engineering experience, in which I have created a lakehouse. This is Lakehouse Explorer on the left. On the right hand side, I have selected a customer table. So this is the table that is shown. I'm seeing the 1000 rows as of now. You can create a notebook. If I click on open notebook, I can create a new Power BI data set, and I can do whatever I feel like. So you will see there will be 2 components in the Lakehouse Explorer, that will be tables and files, right? So files will be like if you want to upload from your local drive, or if you want to upload from somewhere else, you can upload the files here, and then from files you can export it to create a table in the Lakehouse Explorer. So this is how we will talk about, and I'll explain you step by step how to create the Lakehouse in the next video. Alright, so now coming back to our system. And now one more thing I would like to touch base on is Synapse Data Science. So now we already know what data engineering is doing. What data science does is, in Microsoft Fabric, it provides a comprehensive and integrated environment for data scientists to perform data analysis, build machine learning models, and derive insights. So this is really important. So if you want to work on predictive modeling, for example, or if you want to do customer chunk analysis for the future, you can use data science algorithms, right? And here are the key objectives. So first is end-to-end machine learning. So it is quite intuitive. If you're working on data science, machine learning is one of the most important part. So if you're working on structured or unstructured, so you can work on any algorithm and play on notebook. Second is collaboration. So if you want to work on a particular algorithm with multiple team members, so you can easily collaborate with your team members. You can use version controlling, or you can show what you have already done, and your team member can continue or resume from what you have already done. Also, it is really important if you are a beginner and you want to learn something from your senior. So you are already on Microsoft Fabric platform, so he or she can explain you straight away from sitting on his desk while explaining to you. So it's quite intuitive and easy. So when we talk about IDE, that is integrated development environment, so it is quite easy, and interface is quite easy. For example, if you're working on Jupyter notebooks, so this is how it is. We have embedded notebooks in the Microsoft Fabric. Also, if you like to work on Visual Studio Code, VS Code, so you can easily go to the VS Code. There is a button in the um, experiences that you go in Fabric. And now then we talk about exploration and visualization, then scalability, that is important, that is the concept from Spark, and automated machine learning, that is AutoML. Then there is a Fabric item of AutoML that you can use. This is good for automating the model selection and hyper parameter tuning process. All right, so when we have to understand the process of data science, so you can see there will be 5 steps. So first is defining the problem, then we have to get the data, then we will prepare the data. Once the data is prepared, we will train the model, we can split the data set in test and train, and finally generate the insights. So generally these are the 5 steps that we follow in data science. So once we are talking about data science in our upcoming videos, I'll explain you this end to end, how we will implement this on Microsoft Fabric. And finally, what are the Fabric items in this experience? So we will have ML model, we have experiment, we have notebook, we have environment, we have AI skill, that is in preview, right? So these are the 5 main Fabric items that you can play with while you are in data science experience. Alright, so next experience is Synapse real-time intelligence. Real-time intelligence is powerful service that empowers everyone in your organization to extract insights and visualize their data in motion. So this is important, data in motion. So if you want to work on your data on a real-time basis, then this experience is quite important, and I can show you from this diagram. So if you see on the left hand side, these are the data sources. So your data can come from SQL database, it can come from Azure Data Factory, or it can come from any other data source. It can come from SAP. Now once the data source is defined, you will inject the data through creating the pipeline, and then it will go into event stream, and then it will analyze and transform in event house, and finally you will have a real-time dashboard, right? And that can be seen on PowerBI, and everything is done on OneLake. As I told you before, every data that is stored is in OneLake. Alright, so what are the Fabric items in this experience? Let's see. So one is event house, as we saw in this, right? So this is the event house where we are analyzing and transforming the data. Then we have KQL query set. This will be explained once I'm talking about this particular experience. Then we have real-time dashboard, we have event stream, and reflex, that is in preview. So once you get used to all these terminologies, once you are watching more and more videos, working yourself, then it will become easier. So coming to the next experience, that is Data Factory. So Data Factory empowers you with a modern data integration experience. So literally there are 2 ways that you can create the data integration. As you can see over here, there are 2 primary high level features Data Factory implements. One is data flow, so second is pipeline. So one is data flows. Data flows enable you to leverage more than 300 transformations in data flows designer. So if you see over here, this is my data flow, and I have created this data flow in Power Query. So if you see over here, these are my tables, order underscore details, orders is another table. From here I'm creating this merge query, so I'm merging these 2 tables, and then finally I'm getting the top customer. So I am visually creating this pipeline, right? I can create this using SQL as well. I mean, you don't need to create the pipeline all the time, but this is a very nice way to understand visually how and what things are going with. All right, so this is data flows, and in data pipelines, it enables you to leverage. So you can see over here, I have to copy this data, and once this is activated, once this is true, then I have to go towards the next data flow, right? So I'll explain you about this as well in once I am explaining data factory. So for now, you can just think about data factory as a platform where you can inject your data, and there are two ways: data flows and data pipelines. So as you can see here, data pipelines enable you to leverage the out of box rich data orchestration capabilities to compose flexible data workflows that meets your enterprise needs. In this particular experience, these are the fabric items. One is data flow gen 2, data pipeline. So when we talk about data flows over here, so this is data flow gen 2 that we used, and when we have to create pipelines, we will use data pipeline item. Then we have Azure Data Factory that is in preview. Copy job is also in preview, and API for GraphQL in preview as well. So once we are working on this particular experience, I'll give you a case study, and we will do end to end how to perform the pipeline. All right, so now coming to the last experience, which is Microsoft Power BI. And if you're working on Power BI, so you must be aware of this particular component. It is a Microsoft's business intelligence solution that allows you to create interactive reports for actionable insights. I won't talk much about this component as you are already aware of it. You can see this is the kind of dashboard that is created in Microsoft Fabric once you are injecting the data and you are creating the report. And you also have the Copilot, as you can see over here. In this particular experience, we have report and semantic model as our fabric items. All right, so we are done with the experiences part. Now let's come to the learning strategy. So I can understand Microsoft Fabric is quite uh, wide. I mean, there are so many things to learn. Plus, it is not that old. There are not so many materials. There is a good material from Microsoft. I'll share the link with you. So that is one. Second is it's really important to play around with the fabric. You already have the Microsoft Fabric, log in there, just play around and see how to create the lake house, how to do and that. I'll be doing everything in the upcoming videos. You can watch that and replicate how to do. So first is video tutorials that you can follow along the videos of this playlist. Second is Microsoft documentation. This is the link. It is quite interesting to study from this link. I'll share this link with you as well in the comment below, and you can follow the steps in this particular documentation. Third is hands-on practice. So the videos that I'll be sharing the case studies as well, so you can work on those exercises at home. Just practice again and again. Once you are not able to understand anything, just mail me or comment on the video. I'll explain you how to do that. And also there is a community in Microsoft Fabric. You can just follow the forums and see what's happening, what are the problems or challenges that are faced by the people around, and see how you can solve them. Also, if you would like to learn more things, you can always ask questions over there. So yes, this is what it is about the theory part. Now let's go to the platform. Alright, so now we are on Microsoft Fabric interface. As you can see on the left hand panel, we have home button, then we have create icon, browse, OneLake data hub, apps, metrics, monitors, learn, real-time hub. Then we have workspaces. If I click on workspaces, you can create own workspaces. So if you have already worked on Power BI, so you must be aware of all these things. So if you come here and you can create your own workspace. If you click on workspace, you can name that workspace, and if you go on advanced, you can easily change your license mode from pro to trial or premium per user or capacity depending on the licenses that you already have. Once you are done with this, you can see this icon. This is the magic place. So if you see bottom left icon, this is Power BI, right? So if you click on Power BI, you will see all the experiences that we have in Microsoft Fabric. So it is Power BI, Data Factory, Data Activator, Industry Solutions, Real-Time Intelligence. In Synapse, we have Data Engineering, Data Science, and Data Warehouse. So these are the experiences that Microsoft Fabric talks about, and this is what we say end-to-end analytics unified at one place, right? So if I click on Microsoft Fabric from here, so you will see all these options. So you can see everything is at one place. If I want to go to, let's say, Synapse Data Engineering, I'll click here. And from here, I can easily create any pipeline. I want to create a lake house in the system. I can just select on the icon lake house. And all right, so to create, your workspace needs to be upgraded. So it is upgraded, I guess. I'll just go back to the settings and go to workspace. Where, yeah, this is enabled. Okay, so I changed this setting 15 minutes back, so it will take some time, but we don't have any problem with that. I'll just go back to this. So this is how we will create. Once I click on Lakehouse, I can just change the name of Lakehouse and it will be created. So this is how we will start from here. And if we go back to data science, so this is how the data science interface looks like. So if you want to create ML model, click here and you will be ready to go. If you want to click on experiment, you can play around with your algorithms and see which is the best fit. And notebook is for your PySpark. So if you want to work on the coding part, this is what it is. So there is a provision of VS Code as well. Like if you want to play around with your Python code on VS Code, you can easily click on VS Code and you will be redirected to the VS Code editor. So it is a lot. So many things are there in Microsoft Fabric, and we will touch base on this one by one because it is important to understand the logic. I'll showcase with the case study so that it is really easy for you to understand logically, because if you just go around with the theory, it can be boring, it can be challenging, you might not understand some logics. So we will combine theory as well as practical aspects, because without theory you might not be able to understand practical aspects, and without practical scenarios you might not be able to learn more about theory. So both of the things goes hand in hand, so we'll touch base on both, right? So similarly, this gear icon, it is settings. So if you click on settings, the most important part which I feel is the admin portal. If you're an admin, of course. So if you see in admin portal, there is a tenant settings. So this is where you will see all the settings for Microsoft Fabric data activator. So if you want to work on this, just see if it is enabled for you. Then if users can create the fabric items can be notebook, it can be ML algorithms, anything. So whatever is there inside the workspace, all those are items, right? So if it is enabled, then you can, otherwise you won't be able to, right? So users can create and use ADF mount items. So just check, it is not required, so you can keep it as disabled, and so on and so forth. So many things are there. And if we see on, let's say, users, so for that you have to go to 365 and you can manage all the users using your Microsoft Fabric, right? So if we go on workspaces, this is quite interesting, and you will see all the workspaces which are already there in this. So you will see this is me, personal workspace, Atikan Jain, that's personal group. Then if you see, these are the workspaces: test workspace 01, 02, admin monitoring is the admin workspace, that is default. Then we have training 03, data science workshop, data science training 01, and so on and so forth. So you can see this DFB, this is the workspace which I deleted. So this is also showing in my logs, right? And you can easily export and you can share it with the people around if you want to. So this is how it is. And now if we go to, let's say, fabric identities, so any identity that has been created, it will be shown here. That is not required for you as of now. And featured content is fine. So these are all the things settings that you would like to change in admin portals. So mostly tenant settings is important. Just see if the things are enabled for you, and you can see the users matrix from here, and users, all the users you can manage from here, and if domain is there, so you can show that over there as well. So, and capacity settings, this is important. This was there when we had Power BI, like we used to work on Power BI. So you can uh, s- like do all those settings. If you want to have or purchase premium, you can do it from here. I'm just working on trial, so this is my capacity name, trial. So I still have 47 days left. So I had 60 days, 13 days are gone. So yeah, time flies. So yeah, so this is about admin portal. If I go back to home page, so this is where I'll see all the options. So currently still it is on data science, which I clicked. So if I click back on, let's say, real-time intelligence. So if I click on real-time intelligence, I can go here and create event house. I will explain about all these things in my upcoming videos. So if you are interested to uh, do the Fabric certification, or if you want to learn more about Fabric, just follow along the video. Also, I would request you to like and subscribe so that it reaches along to the people who really want to watch them. And yeah, so this is about the interface part. Alright, so before we conclude this video, I would like to show you the pathways for all the data folks in Microsoft Fabric. So I'll just go to the Fabric's website, I'll just search it, and I had this link saved, so I'll just quickly go over there. And so this is the certification journey. So you just get started, learning plan, learning sessions, exam preparation, practice tests. So there are a few practice tests that you can give and see how your preparation is going on, and then finally schedule the exam and give the exam, and I think you have to pass so by 70% or something. So yeah, that's the certification journey. Then additional learning opportunities. So just watch this space if some kind of events are happening around your city, and if there is online as well, so just bump in and see what's happening around. It's really interesting and good to know from the experts what's happening around in the latest bit of it. Also, these are career insights, and this is the important bit. So this is the role guidance. So basically Fabric is saying there are four types of roles. One is analytics engineer, then we have data analyst, then we have data engineer, and finally data scientist. So for example, in analytics engineer, they are saying you have to transform your data into reusable analytics assets in the curated layer of lakehouse as well as data warehouse. So you can ingest data in shortcuts, pipelines, or data flows, as we will see in upcoming videos. So all these things are possible, and this is the role of analytics engineer. And they say average salary is somewhere around 125k US dollars. And of course, this is not like you will definitely get it, but this is somewhat ballpark figure that once you have a good understanding of Microsoft Fabric, you should get somewhere around this. And this is the certification I was talking about, Fabric Analytics Engineer Associate Certification. And then if we talk about analytics data analyst per se, so maximizing the data value through visualization and reporting. This is predominantly more about Power BI and the data flows. So if you're just working on Power BI, you are a data analyst. So mostly about SQL, Power BI, and predominantly salary would be somewhere around 85k or 90k US dollars. And for this particular role, there is a Power BI Data Analyst Associate certification if you would like to work on it. And then we have Data Engineer, which is quite good. I mean, it is one of the best roles, I would say, if you can work on all these technologies. And the role will be integrating, transforming, and consolidating the raw batch and streaming data in at scale, of course, into analytics solutions. So it is like ETL, extract, transform, load. If you are able to do all these things using these solutions, so we might have data sources in various data warehouses. It can be structured or unstructured. It can be streaming. It can be enabled using shortcut. So once this is there, we will ingest using shortcut, then we will have pipelines or data flows through which we will transform the data, and finally we will have the Power BI reports or SQL query reports that the end user can use for their perusal. So the average salary for these roles would be somewhere around 150K US dollars. And for this, we have Azure Data Engineer Associate Certification. But in general, I would say this is quite good. Fabrics Analytics Engineer Associate Certification. And finally, we have Data Scientist. And in this role you need to work on AI and ML, of course. So you would like to work on machine learning algorithms and see how it goes. For that we have ML experiment, right, that we talked about, and you can do statistical analysis on it. And predominantly you would be working on notebooks where you might be using PySpark, PySQL, and then you will have models and experiments, and after that there will be lake houses to store the data. Right. So for this, again, the average salary will be somewhere around 150K US dollars. All right. So this is what I wanted to show you in the role guidance. So these are the four top level hierarchy, like the roles, and from there would be so many other roles that will flow. So this was really good because this will help you to understand where you fall. For example, you are more inclined towards analytics, so data scientist might not be your thing because this is more about machine learning algorithms. So if you like to work on that, so data scientist is all about you. Then um, data analyst is just about cleaning the data, transforming, understanding the user's requirements, and creating the reports and sharing it across. So that's the mostly the main job of data analyst. Alright guys, so that's it for the video. Thanks a lot for watching.